This year, for our Advent devotions, I'm going to be talking about something that is one of my absolute favorite things to do this time of year, and that is watch Christmas movies. So each of these midweek Advent devotions, I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite Christmas movies and how it might connect to our lives following Jesus. This week, I want to talk about a classic called Home Alone. I'm sure many of you have seen it. Home Alone is a hilarious story about Kevin McAllister being left by his family as they fly to Paris, and he is left home alone to fight off some burglars. There's one scene that always catches my heart, where Kevin is wandering past a church on Christmas Eve, and he hears a choir singing from inside. And Kevin decides to go inside, and he walks up and sits down in a pew and just listens for a while. But he notices someone else is there watching with him. It's his neighbor, Old Man Marley, whom Kevin is absolutely terrified of. Old Man Marley gets up, comes over, and just simply says to Kevin, "Merry Christmas." Kevin's brother Buzz had lied to Kevin about Old Man Marley and what he was really like. So Kevin is a little bit surprised, but the two of them sit down and they have a lovely conversation as they listen to this choir rehearsal before Christmas Eve service. The two talk about life, family, and Mr. Marley shares with Kevin that he has a fractured relationship with his son. He and his son have not spoken together in many years. And they continue to share some different things. And Mr. Marley shares that the reason he is there at the rehearsal and not coming later to the service is so that he can hear his granddaughter sing, because he's not welcome at the service. Kevin asks incredulously, "At church? You're not welcome at church?" To which Old Man Marley says, "No, you're always welcome at church." Every time I hear that line, I begin to wonder if Mr. Marley's line, "You're always welcome at church," is true. Are people always welcome at church? Is that something that everyone would agree with? Or are there some people who really don't feel welcome at church? I think about some of the people who have been guests at First Lutheran just once and never came back. I think about some people who are connected to our congregation, but don't feel like they can attend for one reason or another. And I wonder if their feeling welcomed is getting in the way of them participating more fully. I don't know the answers to this. I don't know all of their stories. But I still wonder if what Mr. Marley said is true. Are we truly welcome at church? This might give us some pause and begin to think about how we might change our hearts and our actions to make sure we are more welcoming to those who come in our midst. But regardless of whether or not you feel welcome at church or not, I do know this: you are welcome with Jesus. Jesus welcomes everyone. Jesus, when he was on earth, sat and ate with people of all sorts. He sat and ate with the people who were the most elite in society. He sat and ate with people who were ostracized and marginalized by society. All of them were a part of his family. He welcomed each and every one of them with love and care. So as we focus on this Advent season and the hope, peace, joy, and love that God brings to us in Jesus, maybe we can consider how we can better reflect Jesus and his welcoming of everyone. God's blessings.